Hey guys, I want to make a quick video to show you guys how to size a watch band. So if you ever buy a watch, let me zoom out a little bit. If you ever buy a watch and it doesn't fit you, instead of having to take it to the jeweler, you can typically size them at home. And I've got this watch because I have two different types of bands here. If you see on this band right here, zoom in, you've actually got screws. So these are screwed in links, and so they're going to be a little bit different to change than this band here, which has push pin links. You can see the screwed in links are a lot bigger, so that's one way to tell. You'll physically see the flathead, and to change those you'll need a little small flathead, probably a millimeter, 1.2 millimeter, something like that. Any precision screwdriver set should have them. So we'll start with the screwdriver links. What you want to do, I recommend starting one link at a time, and I like to change my links. You see how the clasp is a little bit off even, so I had to take out 3 links in this watch, and so I took out 1 from this side and 2 from this side. There's no real good way to do it when you have to take out an odd number. What we'll do, start with the flathead. You want to get one that's sized right, and you're just going to hold the watch, go into the little relief there, turn it counterclockwise, and you'll see you can see the screw starting to come out here. Once you get it out, you'll feel it popping. I'll take a pair of tweezers or needle nose pliers, grab the side of that screw. You can use it, just pull it out just like that. So you can see the end that I've got. There you go. So there's the pin. So it's threaded on the top, and then it goes all the way through, and then once that's out, then you can break the links free. So what you'll do is you'll take 2 of these out. So we'll go ahead and take the next one out here. Let's see if I can get it with the tweezers. There we go. And once you get the second link out, you'll discard one of the links. We'll just set it aside for now. And then we'll basically put the watch back together without the link that we just discarded right here, and we'll use one of the screws to put it back together. Take our flathead. You want to make sure everything's lined up. As you start screwing the link pin in, you'll be able to tell if it's lined up. You shouldn't get too much resistance when you're threading it. There we go. Just snug it down. Don't over tighten them. And then there you go. Now we've got a watch that is sized, 1 link removed. You can try it on. It's actually too small for me now because I needed that link. But you can try it on until it fits. I would recommend taking out 1 link at a time, unless you know that the watch is just way too big. Then you can pull out 2 at a time. But I would definitely pull out 1 from each side of the clasp, so that when you tighten the watch on your wrist, your clasp isn't like off-centered this way or this way. It stays in the bottom of your wrist. I would definitely recommend that. There's another adjustment on this watch that most watches have, and it's actually built into the clasp. So if you need adjustment less than 1 link width, you can actually use these 3 little holes right here. And what you do is you take a little watch tool like this right here, or a pin, like a little needle, and you can just push the pin. It's a spring pin. You pop it in, and when you pop it in, you can actually, oh, it just went flying. There we go, we got it. So you can pop it out, and then you see the watch is separated at the clasp. So what we do is we put the pin back in and we just move it one hole further than it used to be. So it's kind of difficult to do here with, you got to hold the pin to keep from falling out. So we'll go ahead and put it in the second hole there. And once it's in the second hole, we're going to use our pin and push down the top like that, and we can pop it in. It's kind of hard to see here. Compress that pin. There we go. We pop it in and we line it up with that second hole. You gotta kind of wiggle it till you get it in place. There it is. So now you can see we're in the second hole. On the other side we're in the second hole. So we've just moved, or we've just shrunk the size of this watch band by the difference in those two holes right there, which is about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch. So that's how you make micro adjustments to your watch band. We'll clasp that one up. And now we'll talk about this other band here with push pins. And this one's really simple as well. So we'll pop the clasp open. Now let's say we want to just take one link out here. So pay attention, most watches will have an arrow. And you can see it right here on the left side of the brace. You can see it here on the left side of the links. There'll be an arrow pointing that way. And so that's telling you to push the pin out in that direction. So this little tool here is a handy tool. You can get it in most watch repair kits. And what you do with it is you set the bracelet in with the arrow pointing towards the direction that the screw is going to thread. And then you want to just line up the pin with the hole where you're going to be pushing the pin through. Let me see if I can get closer on that so you can see it. So we'll line that up like that. And then we just start threading and you'll see the pin come out the other side. So we'll thread it until it's done, and we back it back off. And now we've loosened this pin, we can just pull it out. Sometimes it's a little stubborn. Get a pair of needle nose pliers. You just pop the pin out like that. And now your band is separate. Now you gotta be careful, this band has inserts. Come on, focus. There we go. You can see the little insert wants to slide back and forth. So be careful when you're taking them apart. Just pay attention to stuff like that. And installation is the exact opposite of removal. But because we pushed out through the top, we want to put it back in from the top. And I don't know if I can show you this, but these pins are actually split. So it's actually one piece of metal that's folded in half. It's kind of hard to see. Let's see if I can. Oh, you probably can't see it on here, but because of that, we want to insert it the exact opposite of the way we pulled it out. So we'll go back here, put our link back together, and then we'll come in from the opposite side of the arrow. And then take my pen tool, again line it up, and just screw that pin back down in there. There you go. And there we go. That is how you size a bracelet when you have push links on your watch. Really simple. And then this watch, you can see it has the same thing. For micro adjustments, it actually has 4 holes on this band right here on the clasp. So you can use that spring pin and move it between those 4 holes to make micro adjustments. There you go, simple as that. Takes about 5 minutes. These watch repair tools and this little push pin here, you can get in most watch repair kits. They're like $15 to $20 on Amazon. Really cheap, and they do a great job. So Thank you guys. I appreciate you watching. Be sure and subscribe for more how-to videos, and we'll see you in the next one.